The story of Griselda Blanco is not just a tale of crime and empire, it is a raw and unsettling glimpse into the brutal realities of the drug trade that shaped an era. Known as the Godmother of Cocaine, Blanco's name still echoes in the corridors of narcotics history as a figure whose ruthlessness and ambition rewrote the rules of the illicit drug world. Born in Colombia in 1943, her humble beginnings concealed a rise that would see her command a violent empire stretching across continents, fundamentally altering the cocaine trade between Colombia and the United States during the 1970s and 80s. This narrative does not glorify, but rather exposes the devastating human costs and societal scars left behind by her reign. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. At the height of her power, Griselda Blanco controlled sprawling drug trafficking networks that established new routes for cocaine smuggling into the United States. Her methods were marked by brutal violence and unrelenting efficiency, a calculated coldness that ensured her dominance and instilled a pervasive atmosphere of fear. These drug routes defied previous limitations, leveraging emerging transportation methods like commercial airlines and even homemade submarines, enabling cocaine shipments to flow with unprecedented scale and speed. Communities on both sides of the trade line found themselves irrevocably affected in ways few anticipated, marking the beginning of a new and darker chapter in American drug history. Griselda's behavioral patterns were equally chilling. She reportedly believed that fear was not just a tool but an essential currency in the drug business. From lived accounts, her orders often included assassination of rivals, suspected informants, or anyone deemed a threat to her empire, regardless of collateral damage or moral considerations. Her network involved an intimate web of family and paid enforcers, with some rumors hinting she even involved her children in the business from a young age, perpetuating a culture of violence and secrecy. Over time, sightings and reports document an increasingly paranoid and isolated Blanco, whose once formidable grasp on her empire weakened amid betrayals and external pressure. Despite the overwhelming violence and notoriety, many initially denied or downplayed the scope of Blanco's operations. At the time, authorities and media accounts often framed the drug trade as isolated and geographically contained problems. The sheer scale of Blanco's influence and the ruthless efficiency of her methods were not fully grasped or acknowledged publicly until many years later. Denials of organized crime connections or cartel activity were widespread in official circles, which many experts argue only allowed the drug trade to flourish unabated in crucial early years. The Colombian and U.S. authorities were slow to connect the dots between individual crimes and the systematic trafficking network she orchestrated. Hard evidence of Blanco's impact surfaced with law enforcement raids, intercepted shipments, and witness testimonies over the years. Her arrest in 1985 did not immediately dismantle her network. Instead, it revealed deeper layers of complexity involving multiple allied cartels and corrupt officials. Court transcripts and investigations exposed murder orders attributed to her, revealing the cold, strategic mindset behind her empire's violent expansion. Survivors and insiders have since come forward, illustrating the deep scars left on families and communities caught in the crossfire. These documented cases emphasize how her actions fueled waves of addiction, violence, and economic disruption, illustrating a cost beyond mere numbers and headlines. Historically, Griselda Blanco's story is situated within the broader emergence of the Medellin cartel and the global cocaine boom of the late 20th century. Her pioneering trafficking methods helped establish lucrative corridors that other traffickers would later expand upon. Despite her eventual imprisonment and assassination, Blanco's legacy continues to influence the drug trade's dynamics. There are ongoing debates about how much state collusion, law enforcement complicity, and political instability in Colombia during this period enabled her rise. Conspiracy theories persist about hidden allies and the full extent of government knowledge or involvement, reflecting the murky intersections of power, politics, and crime that define the era. As this account closes, it is vital to absorb both the scale and the intimate human consequences of Blanco's reign. This is more than a biography of a notorious figure. It's a cautionary tale about how unchecked greed and violence can destroy lives and communities. The story of Griselda Blanco remains a stern warning about the dangers of the narcotics trade and the necessity for vigilance in combating these pervasive threats. We must remember the victims and the societal wounds left behind, ensuring history does not